What is going on, guys? DBG here. In this video we are going to be doing another tier list in NBA 2K20 MyTEAM. So if you guys are new to the channel, subscribe. We're trying to hit 200,000 subscribers as soon as possible. Right now we are just over 15,000 off, and it's looking like we're going to hit it hopefully in the next 7 or 8 weeks. But anyway, now let's get on to the tier list. So these are the best small forwards. It is only going to be primary position small forward, and also, lads, well, these are my decisions. There are a few players you're going to see and be very confused if you scroll to the end. But currently on 2K20 Central or MTDB, they don't have so many updated cards. So basically, we're going to see like a lower Jason Tatum, you see a lower Larry Keenan, and a lower Wilson Chandler. But yeah, also, this is my opinion. These cards are all good. Every one of these cards is good, trust me. So if you guys disagree with me, that is completely fine. But again, this is my opinion. So first up is Andrew Wiggins. So the more I use this card, the more, like, I really do like this card, but when I was looking at all the other cards, it's just really, he's okay. He's okay. And the fact that above C tier, I think, is where you get to the good cards, and Wiggins is only okay. So he's only got gold quick draw, which is a little bit of a problem. I think at some stage in the year, if they do end up giving a Wiggins an opal or even a 98 overall pink diamond with half quick draw and half range, this card becomes elite. But for me anyway, Wiggins is just, he's serviceable, he's usable. Like, he is more than usable, but I don't think he brings anything more than being a not incredibly great shooting cone. Kevin Porter Jr. is a card that I do really like. Like, he's 6'6", even though his player build is huge, so he feels like 6'8". Long wingspan, lefty J.R. Smith release, really decent dribble moves, goes to the basket well, and as far as cones go, I will put him that little bit ahead of Wiggins. Wally Szczerbiak is next. Wally's release is iffy. Like, it was good at the start of the year, and a lot of people were excited about this card, and do you want to know the reason why? It was because the very start of the year, when he came out, nobody had quick draw. There was about 7 or 8 cards in the game that had quick draw, and he was like one of the only quick draw plus range extender players that was less than like 40k, and he was like 2k. So for that reason, it was like him and Nick Anderson and stuff. Everyone loved those cards. But in reality, his release was never good in the first place. It's just we didn't have much better. So Wally Szczerbiak again is going to go down here in C tier. A okay height for a guy who can play a 2 at 6'7", but not the biggest fan. So Peja Stojakovic is a lights out 3-point shooter. Not the greatest defender, not the greatest going to the basket, but a lights out shooter. I'm going to put him, oh, this is a tough, I'm going to put him A tier. He's definitely not S tier. You could argue that he's high B tier, but I'm going to put him A tier. Now we've got Gerald Green. Gerald Green is literally, he's Wiggins with better animations. Not gonna lie, he is Wiggins with better animations. He is going B tier. Another card that I really, really do like, but in terms of the overall landscape of great cards in this game, he's average. He's usable. Like, if you come up against Gerald Green, like, you're gonna see Gerald Green for his price. He's good. You're gonna see him in a lot of like mid-tier squads, especially because he was in those mystery packs. He's fine. He's perfectly usable, and yeah, so he's going B tier. Dennis Scott. I'm putting Dennis Scott in B tier as well. While he doesn't have the ability to go to the basket like a lot of other guys, his release is really good in my opinion off the catch. He's a lockdown defender. He can play like he's a cone. Like, again, like, I'll say that about a bunch of players. He's a cone. He's not quite as good off the shooting as Peja, but his defense is next level. So I probably put him as a high B tier player, to be honest. Then we got Kiki. So Kiki Vandoe. So Kiki's got a pretty good handle, a pretty nice jump shot, but it's just like, he can't play the 2 guard, isn't that tall for a small forward. He's okay. He's okay. I'm going to put him B tier. And then we got Nick Batum, who is even better now. Nick Batum had a weird kind of load, a little bit of a load up animation in his jump shot. That load up is gone. Man, Batum is a god tier defender. He's got a really nice behind the back. And again, like, I'm not the only one that uses Batum. Like, I'm pretty sure Carlos Story uses Batum in a squad with all opals as well. I'm not the only one. Nick Batum is a beast, lads. He is a beast. That release is unreal. Just everything about this card is great. One of the best cards. One of the, not best, the better cards in the game. A beyond usable card, and I'm actually going to put him ahead of Kiki, which is a bit of a shock right now. Even though that's, it depends. Like, you can definitely argue Kiki's better. But for me anyway, especially because he can play the 2, has got that long wingspan, is 6'9", Batum is A tier. Brent Barry. I was a big Brent Barry fan when he came out. Not gonna lie. He's like basically Wally. He is just another Wally. It's mad that he came out probably 6 weeks ago, and when he came out, he was like a god tier budget card. But in the last 6 weeks, everything's changed so much that he's just not even great anymore. Like, that is kind of crazy just how much this game changes so quickly, because he was so good when he came out. It's just now there's just been better cards than Brent Barry. So now we got Ben Wallace. So Ben Wallace, I can't not put him in A tier because he is a god tier cone. I don't enjoy using Ben Wallace, and I wouldn't use Ben Wallace in many squads, but he's a god tier defender, long wingspan, big player build, wide open. He's cash, not going to create anything for himself, but at what he does, he's one of the best cards in the game at it. Then we got Cam Reddish. Cam Reddish, A tier. He's really good. He's really, really good. Like, Cam Reddish, unbelievable release, solid enough going to the basket, fantastic on defense. Man, I cannot wait. I'm just saying this right now. Like, I've said it time and time again. Whenever Zion comes out, we're likely going to be getting a Cam Reddish as well. Like, I would not be surprised if when Zion Williamson Opal comes out, we get an Opal RJ Barrett and a pink diamond Cam Reddish. I would be shocked, to be honest, if we don't get those two guys with whenever Opal Zion comes out. So I'm just waiting for that eventual pink diamond Cam Reddish rather than getting Paul George, and he's going to come right into my squad. Like, he could take over from, if he gets a pink diamond card with half quick draw, half range, and also gets a little bit better of a Hezzy and better SIGs than Paul George, he could probably be a better Paul George and take Kobe out of my squad. That's how good Cam Reddish has the potential to be at a better card. And his diamond's fantastic as is. There's a reason why when you see the best players in the world play, a lot of them have Cam Reddish in their squad. And we got John Havlicek. Let's see. He's alright. Again, he's meh. Like, he's solid. I don't think he's quite as good at going to the basket or defending as Wiggins, but shoots the lights out, so he's solid. Doesn't quite have the animations of these guys in the tier above, and he's a bit small, 6'5", but usable, I guess. And we got Jason Tatum, Opal S. Man, this card's so nice. They gave him base 107. He is so nice in this game. Trust me, he's so nice. Then we got Buddy Hield. So Buddy Hield, thankfully, they got rid of the hitch in this card's release. I used to much prefer Buddy Hield with gold quick draw and Buddy Hield with Hall of Fame quick draw. Thankfully, they took out the hitch, so it's a lot more usable. But he's a 6'4" small forward. You can't justify putting him above B tier, although he kind of does. He does a bit of everything. Then we got Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard does a lot of the same stuff as Cam Reddish does, so I'm gonna put him in A tier. I'm a big fan of this Kawhi Leonard. Again, like, he's only got gold quick draw, gold range, but he still has those really long arms, and also that 80 on ball steal tendency is huge. Still one of the best defensive cards in the game. So even though he is outdated, I'm telling you, this card, it's not even saying if you know how to use him, but if you just use him the way as a 3-and-D cone, he's elite. Like, his release is still great on gold quick draw. But yeah, I'm probably a bigger fan of this card than most people, and I fully understand if you want to put him in a lower tier. So Larry Keenan. Oh, this is a tough S or A, because he's basically Ben Wallace, except he goes to the basket better and dribbles better. I'm gonna put him in A tier. If his Opal could play to 2, I probably would put him in S tier, but I'll put him in A tier for now. Again, very, very close. Another one that is very close is Wilson Chandler. Actually, yeah, I'll keep Keenan S tier because, like, there's definitely a lot of really great Opals come up. But Wilson Chandler is a card that I really am a big fan of. His release looks awkward, but I think it's cash. He's an unbelievable defender. Dribbling is okay. He's a good rim runner. Again, he's your budget alternative to your elite. Your extreme budget alternative to the elite 3-and-D counts. Latrell Sprewell. I hate this card so much. Like, I loved Sprewell at the start of the year, but he had a bit of a Wally Zerbiak effect of his release only seemed good because nobody else could shoot. I'm sorry if you're a Sprewell fan, but again, I can't tell anyone to spend 150 tokens on this guy when someone like a Alfonso Ellis is way, way better, or even a Paul Westphal for 60. Michael Porter Jr. S. I'm again a big fan of this card right here. He's S tier. One of the best, if not the best, offensive small forwards in the game. Can score, can shoot, can do absolutely everything. This card is ridiculously good. Justice Winslow. because of the fact he can play the point guard position, I'm going to put him in B tier. He'd probably be C tier, but I don't mind the card. It's not like he's ain't spectacular. It's not like he's bad. He's not spectacular either. He's just solid. He's probably at the level of the C tier players, except he can play point guard. So I will put him at B tier. Actually, no. Point guard's not even a good secondary position anymore. So many good point guards. Like, there are so many great top point guards now. It's not. You'd rather be able to play at 2 than at the 3. So yeah, I can't justify that. I cannot justify putting him out of Wiggins because Wiggins is better. Danny Granger though, he's going bang smack in the middle. He's got some flaws. He feels clunky. His release is great. I will give Danny Granger that, but he's clunky. He's got slow dribble moves and also got no handles for days. So yeah, that's not ideal in the card. Kevin Durant, S tier. Again, I think in terms of overall players, like when you go to overall players, it becomes a lot more subjective. Because again, if you're only say putting 10 players in S tier, and whether you think Durant's like a top 3 or 4 wing in the game decides whether he's S or A tier, like that's very subjective, like that's personal preference. But to argue that any of those guys at the bottom tier are better than Kevin Durant, you're crazy. Like, even I'm not a fan of Kevin Durant, but I'm not going to argue that he shouldn't be an A tier with Tatum and Porter. We're saying an S tier. Rudy, S, no question about that. Rudy is insane. Like, this could be, I'm not going to say he's the best small forward, but he's right up there with them. He is right up there with the best. So Steven Jackson. I'm going to put him S. Yeah, he's got a really weird card art, but this card is so good. He's got the Pro 8 between the legs spam, which is I think the same as Rudy Gay and Ben Simmons, I think. Also got a really good behind the back, got Beasley base, which is even better now that the hitch is taken out. He's so good. 6'8" and can play the 2 as well. Now, he's one of the underrated cards because again, he's one of Spotlight Sim cards where the card art's terrible, but he's fantastic. Paul George, S. He's an S tier cone. He doesn't do much except for like catch and shoot. You can't really run your offense around him, but he's more than usable, like. So yeah, he's going top tier. Mark Aguirre, B. He's undersized. A good release though. Base 22 is a good release. He's just very undersized. If he could play the 2, it'd be a bit different. Like, he's kind of too small to play at the 3 effectively, and also he's very much too small to play at the 4. So yeah, Aguirre's going B tier. Not bad, but not spectacular. And his biggest thing will be as a mismatch problem against smaller wings, but you're not really going to get that, even though he's got a great post game. Giannis is S. No question about that. Giannis is arguably, well, probably the best card in the game. Is he worth the 2-point-something million he's going for? Of course not. Of course not. No card in this game is worth more than like 600k. But is he the best card in the game? You can make that case. You can make a case he's the best card in the game, and I wouldn't argue against it. I'd prefer Rice / T-Mac, probably Rice / T-Mac is my favorite players, but you can definitely argue Giannis. Scottie Pippen, S. He's a better Larry Keenan. So I can't really justify putting. Not the biggest Scottie fan, but he's a cone. Is he as good as Paul George at being a cone? I don't think so. I think Paul George is a better cone than Scottie Pippen. Not gonna lie, I think Paul George is definitely a better cone. And rather than say buying Giannis and buying the rest of that set, you could probably afford to get yourself a Giannis and Paul George and not have cards locked in. So that's what I would advise you probably to do. If you are looking to get the best team, or if you're thinking about locking in Scottie. But Scottie's fine. Like, he shoots the ball really well, and he's also arguably the best defensive card in the game. Then we got Rudy LaRusso. LaRusso is a mismatch problem. That's it. He's a mismatch problem. And he's not a great card per se. But if you play him at the 2, when he's a power forward, but you can play him at the 2, which basically means that he can just post up 2 guards. So he's a real mismatch problem. And for that reason, I think he deserves to be, like, you can honestly push him up to A tier, because if you know what you're doing in certain situations, he's unbelievable. Then we got Chris Mullin. So Chris Mullin, I'm going to throw in C. I hate this card. He's actually not as bad now that they took the mini hitch out of his jumper, but you can't create with him. He's like a 3-and-D cone, except he's 6'7". Like, if you're looking at above here, I personally think Buddy's just a better shooter than Chris Mullin. If you're looking at other guys do the same thing, you've got a 6'8" Kiki Vandoy, you've got a 6'9" Granger, you've got a 6'8" Dennis Scott, you've got Gerald Green, who I think is just way better at going to the basket than Mullen. You've got Kevin Porter, who's just more, he just does more than Mullen. And then you're looking above, they're like 6'9", 6'8" wings. Like, he's not bad. Again, none of these cards in C tier or below are bad. He's just a solid cone. He's solid. He's solid. And I don't think you get into like the top 30 small forward or top 25 small forwards by just being solid. Then we got Lamar Odom, who is going into S. Very, very obviously going S. And Hito Turkoglu, both guys same release, S tier. To be honest, I might swap this one around because there's such a big gap between some of these S tiers and A tier players. So we're gonna run out of space in S tier, to be honest. There's a lot of great small forwards. Small forward position is stacked. It is absolutely stacked. I did not even realize that. Hito is, like, I personally prefer Hito more than most people do. Like, I think Hito is in those top 5 or 6 point guards in the game, but I know most people don't agree with that. So Hito's just a great player for me, and I don't think anyone's going to argue about Odom. Thon Maker, S, without question, S tier. Like, he's just a demi. He's a demi. I watched Definitive literally just win a game just cheesing with Thon Maker last night in MyTEAM Madness. He's just a god. Then we got Josh Smith, A tier. I like Josh Smith, but he doesn't bring. He's a cone, and he's not quite as good as Paul George or Scottie Pippen. Like, the rest of these guys in top tier can all create their own shot, and Josh Smith can't really create his own shot, but he is an elite cone. So Josh Smith would be kind of, if I was ranking the A tier, he would probably be, he'd be definitely the top of A tier. Then we got Carmelo Anthony. He still can't shoot from the corners. Like, I fully understand that some people have hit 3-point shots with him in the corner, but I'm pretty sure they have to be like frame perfect. I played a game, and it was in my video yesterday. I can't remember what gameplay it was. I think it was the Wilson Chandler gameplay. I decided to leave Carmelo Anthony in the corner. Like, just leave him, just to test it out, see if they changed it. Like, they did definitely take the hitch out of his release. They didn't change his base. So still, if you shoot from the corner, 9 times out of 10, you're going to step inside the 3-point line. So, and the fact that he's a small forward / power forward, it means that naturally he's not going to hash sit, he's going to corner sit almost all the time. It's very difficult to make him sit hash. If you can get him to sit hash, he's fine. If you want to cheese the Miami Heat playbook, it's fine. But trust me, no good player is going to, you're going to be like, it'll work with that. Like, the Miami Heat playbook's not going to work against a good player. He's good for that. And I'm having to say this because I know for a fact people are going to say Melo's a top 5 small forward in the game, and he's just straight up not as good as any of these guys above him. The one problem is that, like, yeah, some people might say it's a small problem not being able to shoot threes. But, for example, that could cost you 5 points in a game, which could be the difference between winning or losing the game. Melo, if Melo's basically not stepping in front of the 3-point line, he'd be elite. Just like Paul Pierce, and just like whenever a small forward LeBron comes out. I think there will be a problem with small forward LeBron because he's the exact same. Really struggles to shoot from the corners. So, yeah, just a very unfortunate thing stopping a really good card from being a top tier card. But still, A tier, he's still a great card. Andrei Kirilenko is going right behind Lamar Odom because it is preference who you prefer between Kirilenko and Odom. They're like everything I said about Kirilenko, you can say the same thing, or Odom, you said the same thing about Kirilenko. Dr. J. Dr. J is A tier. He's basically like Rudy, but he's 6'6", and isn't quite as good as creating his own shot, but he's fine. If you want to use him as a cone, he's going to be great. If you want to use him as a slasher, he's going to be good. So, yeah, a really, really good card. And Dominique. I don't like base 8. I really don't like base 8. Release a bit iffy, but not a bad card. He's got steady. Like, I wouldn't ever choose, like, I wouldn't use him over any of the cards above, in a tier above him, and literally everyone has got Kawhi, literally everyone has got Odom. Well, pretty much everybody, and pretty much everybody can afford Batum and Kawhi, so there's no reason you'd ever use him, but if you happen to get the 1,000 wins, he's not awful, I guess. Then we got Grant Hill, who I'm going to put beside him. Grant Hill's definitely better than Wilkins, but I wouldn't go as far as to say Grant Hill is this exceptional player right now. Steady shooter kind of kills him. James Worthy, right behind Lamar Odom and Kirilenko. I think that Worthy is really good. I loved his release before they took away the hitch, and now that they took away the hitch, his release is even nicer. Worthy is a demon. And yeah, that is pretty much it. So I know for a fact 90% of the comments are going to be complaining about Melo, but trust me, not being able to shoot from the corners, or actually it's hard because he physically can. He very, very seldomly does. Shooting a two-pointer 90 or 80% of the time you spot up in the corner is definitely enough reason not to be top tier. But anyway, yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.
I think you only love me cause I'm poppin'. This a layup, this a rebound, then it's robbing. Tyson with the fade, not the hair, my